Up everybody, this is Jason, Zombie Collector, and I hit up the Dollar Tree yesterday in the pouring down rain here in Indiana, and unfortunately I was only able to find 5 films, but you know, 5 films none of them I've ever seen, so there's that, and when I had to swim back to my car, I felt mission accomplished. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First one is Flyboys. Of course, you have James Franco on there. Some of these other actors, I don't really recognize as much. But anyways, James Franco, looks like it's a World War I movie, possibly. And, so yeah, there's this. I remember when this first came out, it was kind of a big deal Hollywood movie. I know James Franco obviously is very young in this, so this probably came out in like the early aughts. Exactly when, I'm not for sure. It says 2006, but that seems like it was even a little bit past that, or before that, but there you go, it's Flyboys. And again, Dollar Tree pickups, guys, all of them are $1. I feel like I don't go only to Dollar Trees, it just so happens to be recently that's the ones I've been hitting up. I haven't been able to hit up a flea market or a pawn shop in the last couple weekends because of my son. He plays travel ball, and we've been just so busy, which I wouldn't have any other way. But you know, when you go to flea markets and pawn shops, you want to let it wash over you. You just walk around and just let it wash over you. And I don't want to go in there just to hurry, and then get out. Next up is The Office Special. This is the BBC version before it came over here on the other side of the pond. Now, I don't know anything about the special, so I don't know. I've never seen this this TV show on the British version. I've never seen it. Obviously, Ricky Gervais is a comedic genius. One of the last comedians who has balls left in the world, actually, with the whole cancel culture that we live in and people, of course, trying to push their SJW agenda down your throats and always trying to virtue signal. He's one of the people which is crazy because he is not at all a conservative, but he realizes what is at stake, and that is being able to speak freely and have freedom of speech and be able not to have your career ruined or your life ruined or whatever because you have a different point of view. And when he lit Hollywood on fire last Academy Awards or whatever it was awesome. It wasn't the Academy Awards, it was, I think, for television and blah, blah, blah. I can't remember, the foreign national press or whatever. But I appreciate that because, unfortunately, it's become a lost art form of being able to, well, in comedy, be able to speak your mind and shine light on things, or just as normal everyday life, you can't speak your mind anymore without worry about losing your way of life. So I appreciate Ricky Gervais for that. Next up, I've never heard of this, but we have husband beater Amber Heard in Syrup. So I don't know anything about it. None of these people Brittany Snow, I recognize that name. She's in Pitch Perfect. She was also in Hairspray, which I thought she did a great job in Hairspray. But we have this here. I've never been a big Amber Heard fan. She just always comes across as a POS. But what do I know? Next up is Dark Was the Night. And this again has a bunch of potential. You have Marissa Tomei and Timothy Olyphant, which are 2 actresses I really enjoy. I like Timothy Olyphant. I mean, the Crazies remake, Justified. He shows up in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it looks like a very good movie. It looks like some kind of thriller. And, that's the one thing I gotta say, guys. When you go to find movies that are $1, you go to the pawn shops and the flea markets, and they're only $1 a pop or just a few bucks, it's cool to roll the dice on movies and then find out how great they are. And I'm not saying that's the case with this. I don't know. But I always think it's really cool when you can go to those kind of places, spend hardly any money, and then take it home and then realize, hey, this is a really great film. I'm glad I picked this up because it flies under the radar. You know, you don't really know it's there. There's been like no information about it. It never got a theatrical release, whatever. And I just think it's great that you're able to find those things, because you always hear about all the big movies, like the comic book movies or the big Hollywood, you know, whatever Hollywood factory they're pushing out on you. But it's really nice when you find these under the radar films that have great talent working in it. Talking about great talent, and it is last movie here. We have Shock and Awe. This looks like some sort of political thriller. Rob Reiner, who his father just passed away about 2 or 3 weeks ago, is the director and also stars in this, along with Woody Harrelson, James Marsden, and Tommy Lee Jones. So right here, I can only imagine this is some sort of... So it's supposed to be about after September 11th, so there you go. And if you know anything about Rob Reiner, I'm sure it's a super liberal take on whatever, the world or his views. He is a complete nut job. Like, regardless of where you fall down the political aisle, like the things that Rob Reiner says, it's just outlandish. It's almost like comic book level of just unbelievableness that he says. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I like my movies that can have... I like to be thought-provoking movies. I like to be challenged, but I don't want an agenda pushed down my throat. And that's on any side of the issue. On any issue, I want to be entertained. I think a lot of us go to watch movies, just like when I used to want to watch sports. You want to be entertained. You want to be taken away. You want to just kind of forget about what's going on in the world and just have that 2 hours or whatever of time where you can just kind of get away from the static of life. And sometimes movies, or it used to be, movies and sports and TV, that was their purpose, to entertain. Well, now, unfortunately, with the way the world is, and has been for the last couple of years, but especially now, it's that there's agendas and points of view that are being pushed upon you, and I don't know, who knows? I mean, knowing Rob Reiner, I don't have high hopes, and I hope that's not the case. Tommy Lee Jones is a pretty conservative guy, so who knows? Maybe it's a fair shake of something, a perspective. Like I said, I don't mind if they don't agree with me. I actually prefer sometimes to see that from another perspective. But I don't want to have like a sledgehammer beating me in the head with a point of view or agenda, and it takes away from the actual entertainment of the movie. But we'll see. So that's it, guys. 5 movies right here, all for one schmeckle. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Let me know. What have you all been getting at your Dollar Trees? I know Henry S., he's been lightening it up with his Dollar Tree hauls recently. He had a mega haul not too long ago. That was cool. So if you all have seen some of these movies, let me know. Like I said, how's your successes? I would greatly appreciate to see how you all did as well. This weekend, I don't think I have much going on, so I might try to hit up a pawn shop or a flea market or two and see if I can get lucky there. But until then, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Peace.